Hello, America. How are you doing? I'm here watching Fox News. I know that's very unpopular. I just got through seeing Kathleen Sebelius blow smoke up everyone's rear end. I don't know about. Well, I do know about the liberal view. They love what's going on. But I'm a liberal, and I think she makes me want to puke. And I don't mind telling you that I'm a liberal. Because the meaning of liberal used to be something good. Okay? It's not what it is today. Words change with time. Parties become corrupted. And today there really isn't any difference between either party now. The America that we once knew is gone. Understand that our president now has a blank check book. Okay? He can do whatever he wants. And this all goes back to my constant rants that money is evil. People may not agree with that, but it is evil. I'm not talking to my brother about anything. I'm on live. You idiot. This is, well, it's Friday. I didn't do it Thursday.
Are you watching this?
No, she wants to turn it to comedy because she's like so many Americans today who would rather watch comedy or sports, like me, than even dare to think what's going on. And that America's down the shithole. And our president can do what he wants now. And he will eventually call for martial law. Will he turn into a tyrant? Will he be the last president?
Yes, yes, and yes.
Did you hear that? She said yes, yes, and yes. Personally, I would rather see him scoot along and move out to the UN New World Order. Because that's where he belongs. And then we can have puppet rulers. Unless we do something about it. We clean house. we remove all the politicians. How do we do that? We, the people, start demanding the creation of third party candidates. Let's create three parties in the center to force out the fascists left and the theocratic right.
Hey, no.
And hope that they go home and stay home. You might ask, well then, what are we going to call the new parties? Okay. Independent centers. Right in the middle. There's nothing wrong with that. The country works best when it's ran right down the middle. On the left, let's bring back the party of, let's see, George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, and, you know, the Federalists. On the right, the Civil Libertarian Party. Now, I think this is a great idea here, because this is all in the center. And these would just force out all the garbage that makes us want to puke. The question is, do the American people have the will to do this? Because we have been fed an educational system that goes back to the 1800s. And it's very, very fascist and totalitarian. That the next generation is just that. A bunch of liberal fascists. Our universities are very, very liberal. And I don't mean the liberal that I am. I mean the liberal that has been corrupted. Because back in the day, liberal was something great. And now it's garbage. Everything that comes out of their mouth is garbage. And you listen to the Republicans, and everything that comes out of their mouth is garbage too. That's why both of them have to go. Mark Levin's book, The Liberty Amendments, he suggests 12 years for the House and Senate. I say even less than that. I say let's knock them down to 8 years.
Knock 'em down, knock 'em down.
And then send them home. After they've served, let's just send them home.
Yay! Yay! Team!
The president has 2 terms, but everybody knows that Roosevelt was in there for 12. And they have been talking about bringing back to 12. Is it a coincidence, or is it planned that Obama seems to be wanting to have the power to do whatever he wants? This isn't what everyone says now. Oh, we're all prejudiced. We don't. It's our prejudice and all that. No, this is not about that, people.
Nope.
This is about a bunch of tyrants, not just one. The system is tyrannical now, okay? And it's been going that way for a long time. Ever since the creation of the UN. And maybe even beyond that. But the UN is, whether you like it or not, the New World Order.
Yep.
And the Federal Reserve is also a part of it. And so are the bankers, George Soros and his scummy friends, and the 13 elites.
Yep.
Rockefellers, Rothschilds plus. All of these people, if we can't throw them in jail and keep them there for life, they ought to be kicked out. Kick them out. Send them to the New World Order, because as far as I'm concerned, Europe, Islam, Russia, and China, all over there. That's New World Order crap. And they victimize South Africa. And now they want to strangle Australia. And look what they did to Japan. Japan's a mess. You think that Fukushima was just an accident? I don't. I don't even think Chernobyl was an accident.
I know Chernobyl wasn't.
She knows Chernobyl wasn't an accident. I like that.
That was not no accident.
Well, it stands to reason. HARP is no accident. Chemtrails are no accident. They want to destroy this planet. Let's make the last 52 years, because that's what Nostradamus says. Well, of course, he says that it's possible for us to extend it to 7,000 years. It is not possible to do that if they continue on as they are. We gotta stop what's happening here in America first, because we can't do nothing about the New World Order. There, later on down the line, we're gonna have to take care of that. We have to get our act together first and stop what's happening here. I disagree with a lot of these idiots who say, "Oh, let's make our military smaller and this and that and other thing." No, we're going to need that. We're going to need it because the New World Order is going to have their own military, and they want their military to be far more vast than ours. Well, let's change that. Let's make ours far more vaster than theirs. Let's be ready for them. And let's put ships in the Pacific and in the Laurentian Abyss in the Atlantic. And if they try anything, they're going to regret it. But first we got to get rid of all these dirty politicians by creating the three centrist parties. And that can only happen if the American people stand up. They stand up in Texas, I know they do. But they need to stand up all over Middle America. Because let me tell you right now, the East Coast is fascist liberal. The West Coast is fascist liberal. Only Middle America is where you will find what's needed to turn this country around. Back to the presidency. The Liberty Amendments suggest 12 years, 4 houses in it. I say 8. The president has 4 years first term and 4 years second term. I say no. I say let's knock it down to 1 term, 7 years, until we get this garbage back on track. Then we have all the states. And the states need to stand up for themselves and govern themselves as intended. And the government needs to stop interfering. The government has to be a caretaker like it once was, and not a tyrant. That's why you always have, your governor and mayors and so on and so forth. States took care of themselves. And yeah, I'm for, okay, let's do away with the taxes. Let's have a nice flat tax. The sales tax. I say there's nothing wrong with that. But definitely, states ought to start printing their own money. Why? Because we need to get rid of that Federal Reserve. That's UN New World Order. Debt-free money. We ought to go backwards instead of forwards, moving toward the bartering system. We can have debt-free bills, coins made out of real gold and silver and copper and platinum and so forth. And don't make this mistake that Rome did. Rome tried to make the coin cheaper than the metal, and that was a screw up for sure. Natural commodities, things that are necessary for living, food, water, all these, that ought to be worth something too. I'm for making everything a form of money that's necessary. Look, back in when this country first began, even beaver skins, coon skins, all those things were a type of money, of currency. It's just like the fuel that we use. We depend too much on the Muslims for the oil. And there's oil right here, natural gas. It ought to be fuels, not just oil. Okay? But definitely it begins with the states. The states have the power to tell the government no more. And sure there is a possibility that there may be a civil war. But would rather that than have this country ruled by a bunch of tyrants. So yes, bitch, moan, and complain and protest and make a presentation to the government, let them know that we are going to start printing our own money, start doing things our own way, and to hell with everybody in the government. And if they decide, oh, we're going to stop them, let's go to civil war on it. Sure, then we have to secede. We can do it the infiltration way first and try everything we can to get this turned around in a peaceful fashion. But if it can't be done, people, it cannot be done. And then secession is the only way. The New World Order is in full flux now. They have their foothold here now. Islam and China are the next step. And if you don't buy that, if you don't wake up, it will be too late. The founding forefathers never intended for any one mob group to have total power. That's why they had, and we still have, the electoral college. But unfortunately, now it doesn't work at all because both parties are corrupt. Which was the UN's plan anyway, to corrupt everything. So they've succeeded, yes. And that's the future. To destroy America and Islam. Because Islam is very religious. America was always very religious. And the only religious left would be the nutty Jesuit Catholics and the kooky Jews who aren't real Jews. But among them there are some good Jews. I'll get to that in my Fortress Extra. But once the New World Order has gotten rid of America and the Muslims, they will have their first step toward total control. And then they'll start killing true Christians and true Jews to get rid of them. It'll be mass genocide. And it is very possible that Iran will acquire nukes soon. They want these sanctions to be dropped so that they can achieve it in less than 2 years, in less than that. Far less than that. The only reason we haven't seen Pakistan use their nukes is because, as I said, Pakistan is a one-track mind. India.
Yep.
And India is a one-track mind. Pakistan. They don't care about nothing else, people. Iran gets a nuke. What the world does not understand is that Iran are not true Muslims. They're Persians. They speak Farsi. They practice the teaching of the 12th Imam, the Mahdi, who will come and kill everyone and conquer the world. Once they acquire those nukes, they will force their caliphate on the Sunnis of Islam. And once they've won, then it's war against America and Israel. And that's the way the UN New World Order will get rid of America and Islam. And we'll talk more about that in my Fortress Extra, which will be coming up soon today. And I'll see you next week. And what do we say? She's sleeping.
Di ba na illusion? Sleeping also.
Okay.